Hey, how's everyone doing?
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Happy pre-Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Salute. How you guys doing? It's your guy Elijah I.
And this is Jan Coronado.
Yes, we wanted to do a special pre-Thanksgiving training for all our fire damage family, for all the people out there who looking to look at alternative niches to add more money to the bottom line. So you're able to start fishing in your own pond, separate yourself from all the other wholesalers, all the other investors in the market. So this is going to be extremely valuable. We want to really lock in. We want to give you guys some good knowledge and put yourself in a position to do more.
Yeah, so today's training is going to be how to make up to anywhere from 15 up to 30,000 in 30 days or less wholesaling fire damaged properties. So we're going to get right into it. We are going to be talking about these 3 new strategies. Again, something that we haven't shared before. Some of these you guys might be familiar with, but we're going to add a twist there. So you want to make sure you stay tuned the whole time. If you are not able to watch this, make sure you guys save this or remind yourself to come back and watch this training that we're sharing with you so you can start going after these opportunities right away. We're not holding anything back. And yeah, let's get started. If you guys have questions, drop it in the comment box. And if you can share this with another investor or friend of yours who you feel might need this information, we'd really appreciate it. It helps us to come in here and share more free stuff when we know people are using it. So please share.
Yes, please share. And like I said, make sure you guys take time to really have your pens and papers out. We want to just give you guys tremendous value at the same time, give you guys and gals out there more ways, more strategies to get to these deals. Okay, so without further ado, you ready to do this, Jenny?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. So let's do this right now. So the top 3 new strategies that can easily help any real estate investor earn up to 15 to 30,000 in 30 days or less wholesaling fire damage properties.
Guys, these 3 steps will help you source and find motivated leads even in a saturated market. Okay, we have students both in California. We have students who just closed deals in New York, in the Bronx. That these same strategies that we're about to share with you are working there. Okay, so it doesn't matter what market you're in, so that you can close deals quickly without having to spend thousands of dollars on marketing. None of these things are going to cost you or going to break the bank. Okay, they're going to cost you something, but they're not going to break the bank.
It's going to cost you effort, belief, and grind. But you guys know your boys have Jewish. I like to keep it Jewish friendly around here. So you want to make sure you make it very cost effective for you guys to go after these opportunities. All it takes is effort, time, and willing to put yourself in a better position than other investors in your market. Because right now, a lot of these fire damage deals that happen in your market right now, I'm closing them. They're sending them to Jennifer. They're reaching out to us when they should be calling you. And you should be doing these deals in your market. And we want to give you every idea, strategy, at least start off with these 3 to help you guys close more deals, not only for this month and next month, but really be able to gear up for 2021. All right? So
yes,
let's do it. Let's get into this here.
Okay, so strategy number 1 is you want to really find these motivated sellers, fire damage sellers. Their house has been caught on fire. They are shell shocked. Many of them need to sell, but they're not going to be in your traditional list source, in your traditional list that you can get anywhere. So the first strategy is going to be going after these fire damage opportunities using a system that I'm going to share with you so you can find these fire damage sellers.
So let's talk about the problem. All right. So the problem is a lot of people say, hey, there's no fire damage deals. I can't find any fire damage deals. Right. So that's initially the major issue. Right. Well, statistically speaking, there's about 350,000 fires a year, 350,000 fires a year. So the fires are happening. The only problem is they're not talking to you about them, right? And so because you're not looking at these, not looking for them, you're not really concerning yourself by them, you're passing a lot of these fire damage opportunities. And because you can't just go, like Jennifer said, you can't go to list source, you can't just get these on PropStream, you can't just go ahead and buy a fire damage list per se. A lot of people pass on these. And because they pass on those, should be double the reason why you want to focus on these. Same way Jennifer said, like, hey, let's go after these deals. If there's less people fishing in the pond, like my man said, you want to own the pond, all right? And this is a one short strategy to start going after these deals that other people are passing on.
So what we want to do, guys, is if you are not able to find these fire damage leads and you're wondering, how can I even get a hold of these properties? A lot of these, again, they have higher profit margins. Most people just don't approach them. There's also the insurance money, which we're going to talk about. But the way you approach them is by going to an incident report system. So what happens when a house catches on fire, right? The neighbors or the homeowners, someone has to calls, 911, and the address and the information is stored in a incident reporting system. Now, this incident reporting system is one of the hardest parts of this niche, right? Being able to get, I guess it's the real, if anything, the real tool that we have, but it is the hardest part of the niche. It's really just collecting the data in a system that is not so friendly, because there's a lot of information. And however, if you go to this system, which I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share with you what filter to use so you can find these opportunities and start helping these sellers who need to talk to you. They are looking to sell their property. They're looking for support. And so by you going to this, it's called the incident, it's called IPN, so the incident reporting system. This is all you have to do is, once you get logged in, you're going to pay around $59 a month for this system, and you're going to search your city, your county. You're going to do a start and end date to search some of these reports that are coming in, and make sure that you add smoke/fire damage as your filter view. Okay, that is what's going to allow you to find these opportunities in your area with the address. It's going to tell you when the fire happened. And what you're going to be able to do is record a video of you collecting this information, hiring a virtual assistant to collect all this data for you in your area. And once you do that, all you have to do is skip trace the leads using our code. We recommend using batch leads, code FIRE. And we're going to be dropping this link in the comments. So if you guys are wondering that you need this link, I'm going to drop it in the comments for you, so you guys have it and you guys can use this information to start going after these fire damage opportunities.
Yeah, a couple key things Jenny says there. Like I said, use the FIRE coupon code to get the discount pricing on some of the best data out there, because it doesn't matter that you get a phone number for that particular seller. You want to get the right phone number. Okay, so that's important. And then another thing here, I want you to make sure we're just really laying this out for you guys, that is super important that you add on multiple ways to go after these opportunities. When you are able to get these notifications dialed in, you're going to notice multiple things. One, there's more fire damage deals that happen in your market than you thought. Two, you are able to start compiling a list of these fire damage opportunities. Three, that these deals, they have longer life shelf on these leads than the average person. So if they say, no, I don't want to sell my property, well, it takes about 7 to 9 months for the average fire damage homeowner to rebuild that property. So you could go back to that homeowner 3 months, 8 months later, and see if they're willing to sell the property. Therefore, you're able to take multiple chances. So when we say fortunes in the follow-up, it's specifically valuable in the fire damage niche. So keep this list, keep going after it, touch it multiple times as you compile the list. Super powerful. Shout out to Jenny for putting this together so that you have a very simplified way to start generating your own list.
Yes, and again, this training is specifically for wholesale investors. However, we have, students in our program who are rehabbers, who are looking to get into real estate, who are looking to, and so this is a great niche if you're looking to get started in, or you've closed the deal and you're looking to really maximize your potential in wholesaling. This is a great way to get started, guys. If you start doing what everyone else is doing, you're going to have a hard time with sellers who are not motivated to sell, people who are in everyone's list, right? Everyone's calling the same list. So this is the opportunity for you to go after a different set of lists. So now that you have your leads, you have these fire damage lists, now what do you do? Okay, I'm going to walk you through strategy number 2. And again, we have more we're going to cover. So if you're just joining us, make sure you stay with us. I have a lot more value for you.
Yeah.
But before that, I want you guys to everyone who's sitting here watching, I want you to tag your friends. I want you, if you guys are getting value, drop some fire.
Drop a fire emoji, throw a fire emoji. I want to make sure that we're not losing you guys. I mean, if this is boring, I mean, I could go ahead and take Jenny on a date right now. All right, because look how gorgeous she's looking over here. But if this is fire for you guys, we give you guys drop a fire emoji in the comments. Let us know that you guys are picking up what we're dropping. All right, let us know. Let's see the value. Let's feel the love, feel the flames for your boy and girl over here. One time.
So, if you guys feel that this is valuable, we're going to be covering a lot more in I'm actually going to be giving you the process, my step-by-step process of how to set the filters, how to delegate this. I'm going to give you a video that you guys can literally share with a virtual assistant. I teach you how to find a virtual assistant. So I have all of this ready for you. If you guys want a really step-by-step process, of course, you guys can go ahead and figure it out yourselves. This is more than enough information for you guys to start taking action right away. However, if you guys do want to take this on and really get serious about it, we're going to have that step-by-step process for you on our masterclass, which is going to be opening this Friday. Do you want to just share a little bit about what we're doing?
Yeah, so it's going to be opening this Friday. We're going to have a masterclass about how to create your fire damage deal flow engine. So we're going to be going over multiple strategies. Like I said, what Jennifer said, thank you for the fire emojis. Appreciate those, family. What's going to happen is this: you're going to have exact strategies, exact techniques, exact know-how with all the SOPs, everything breaking down so you can start targeting and going after these deals versus trying to figure it out yourself. We're going to lay out the proven process to go ahead and get after these opportunities in our masterclass. On Friday, we have a Black Friday special. Make sure all the family knows about it, giving guys the best, most affordable pricing it will ever happen at. You're going to get it for this Black Friday. We want to make sure you guys get that dialed in. So we want to give you lots of knowledge, good content here, good knowledge here, but we're going to give you the whole game plan and put it together for you on the masterclass as well.
So join the masterclass to get the step-by-step process. It's all about lead gen, okay? So how to build your fire damage deal flow engine is what we like to call it. Now you're going to see a little bit more. We're going to cover a couple strategies that are part of the deal flow engine. So stay tuned. Let's move on to the next strategy. So the next strategy is a really cool one. Now, some of you guys might be familiar with this, but we're going to add a twist. Okay, so pay very close attention. Make sure you write your notes down, and you're going to have this document in the comments. So if you guys need the document, it's going to be in the comments for you.
So second strategy, you're going to create a drive for dollar route with the wrong addresses, the data using the Deal Machine app. So let's talk a little bit about this, okay? So when you're collecting the incident report data, you're going to find that a lot of the addresses, maybe about 50% of them, 50% of them do not have the correct address, right? They just don't have them. Remember, a lot of times
I would say probably like 30%.
Maybe depending on what market you're in. Yeah. Some markets obviously have way more data, others don't. So between 30 to 50% of the time, you're not going to have the exact address. Okay. So what's going to happen when these people are in the firefighters, right? When they're getting calls, when they're typing out the incident report, sometimes the neighbors just see a fire and they give cross streets. Sometimes they give the wrong address. The people who are uploading information for the firefighters and for the incident reports, they don't know for sure. So what happens is this: you are going to be able to have this dialed in. It's going to make it really simple for you to make sure you scrape and capture those missing reports. Yeah. So what you do is driving these properties, that's going to help you find motivated sellers who most investors are not even aware of yet, let alone reaching out to. So let me break that down. When you get this list, like I said, 30 to 50% of them, the address are going to be off, might be missing a digit, might be just major cross streets. you're going to take these lists and you're going to compile it together. And then you're going to drive these addresses and actually get the actual address. How are you going to know if it's a fire damage property, Jennifer?
I mean, most of the time it's gonna either be fenced, it's gonna be boarded
A
up,
tarp on the roof.
or there's gonna be yeah. I mean, you have obviously your worst case that you can tell from a mile away. However, if not, they might be boarded up or there might be a fence around it.
And so what ends up happening, so you're going to see which ones are. So you might have a cross street, you might have a street address. As you drive down that, it might say the property's at the beginning of the street. But as you drive down that street, while you're driving for dollars with this unique list, you're going to see at the end of the street, that's the actual address. Now, think about what you're doing here. First, you're targeting a fire damage deal when most people aren't doing already to begin with, right? Second, everybody else who's going after these deals, they're going to say, hey, that's just not right. And they're just going to disregard that lead. So think about, there's only going to be a handful of people who are going to jump through multiple steps to find that one address. You just jumped your chances of getting a hold of that seller, most importantly, making an offer to that seller by 2 to 3 times more likely to get that deal than an average generic deal, because most people aren't going to jump through these steps. So what's the exact process for people to see?
Okay, so when you're looking, again, this is why after you do your strategy number 1, which is collecting the incidents in your area, again, you can go back up to 2 years to collect this data, get as many as you can.
And then on those, real quickly, on those ones, once you collect them, you can just start making calls for those. You can just cold call those.
You can
the
call
numbers
these.
Are there.
You once you skip trace them, using batch skip tracing code fire, you're able to then reach out to them, let them know that you're here to help them and that you can buy the property. Now, we have a very specific approach, which we're going to talk about. Make sure you stay tuned till the end, where we're going to give you some best practices before you start reaching out to these sellers, okay?
And then if you look, and this is for Arizona, right? So if you're just looking for Arizona, since November 1st, there's over 136,000 incidents. All right. Now, some of those incidents are just small fires. Some of them are larger fires.
For a chapter. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want you to be able to.
And they're not all fires. So some of them are different types of incidents.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not all
fires.
All
of them, obviously.
Yeah.
But we just want you to see that there are fires that happen in your market, just like ours. Okay.
So what we want to do, guys, is we want to move on. Okay, so let's talk about the wrong addresses. So when you collect the data in the incident report, again, you're gonna have a lot of them. You're not gonna get the phone numbers, because the address is it might end with like a 00. You'll be able to spot them right away. You can have your virtual assistant clean that up and put it on another list. And when you get these ones, now you can add them into your Driving for Dollars app, like Deal Machine. I know there's a few of them, but if you are using Deal Machine, is the one we recommend. You're able to then add them all in there, create a route, and drive to collect the correct address. Once you drive that property, take a picture, collect the correct address, now you're going to have this like super hot list that niche. No one else in your market, more than likely, is not going after.
85% of people are passing on the specific one if you're doing the second strategy.
Yes. And our student host Swell, who's out we just talked about in the Bronx, he closes one of his first deals by Driving for Dollars, and he found this fire damaged property. He sent him I think a mail right from the app, so you're able to send mail right away. The homeowner called him, and we ended up helping him close that deal, where he profited
$15K off his first fire damage deal
in a very saturated market, guys. So again, he's in the Bronx. Everyone's going after real estate there, but most people are skipping these opportunities. So this one strategy right here can make you not just the $30,000, but once you do it once, you can keep doing it over and over again. And I see a lot of people who get started with Driving for Dollars, but you're just going out in the blue looking for deals.
And so what we call it driving with intention. All right. So you're not just driving for dollars, but you're driving with intentional purpose. So therefore, you have a list. As you're driving out there, sure, notice the other properties are damaged, but you're driving to selective fire damage properties that do not have the right addresses. So you're going to those ballpark areas. You're going to get those one properties that nobody else is getting, plus all the other generic ones to look at for as well. So if that is good for you guys, if you guys believe that strategy can add an extra $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 to your revenue from 2021. I want you to go ahead, type in one. I want you guys in the comments, type in one, hit the one for us. You just need one deal, one fire damage deal, and all it takes for you guys to become fire damage believers. Hit
Just
that one time for the one time. Hey, one time. All right, cool. So there you go. There you guys go. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get those ones in the comment box. If you guys see the value, it takes one dime, one deal. There we go. I
Okay,
see you, Heather. I see you, Heather, future fire damage family. I see you there. She's a just out of Colorado. Make sure make sure you build relationships with not only
Josh Oakley.
adjusters, but as well as people who are real estate savvy in multiple market. What up, Josh? Let's get it, sir. Let's put that time. There you go. Hey, one time for your mind. So
let's go. Awesome. So okay, moving on to strategy number 3, you guys, again, and this is just one thing you guys are able to do. And again, we have a lot more of this information in our program, but this is already just very as clear and cut for you guys. Okay, one of the big things is do not overcomplicate this. Whether you're wholesaling for fire damage or you're wholesaling traditional deals, like, you know, you really have to operate just with intentional purpose and don't get caught up on the details. Everything I'm giving to you right now is enough for you to actually get a deal. Okay, so moving on to strategy number 3 is door knocking fire damage properties. Okay, so this is specifically what is working currently a lot with our students and why we added it on here. Now, Elijah and I, we're a big fan of door knocking for the right properties, and we do go to a lot of the fire damage properties that we see, but we already have many of them are referrals. We have our own kind of process, but this was actually a strategy that I got from what is working for my students, guys. So this is something that I'm really excited to share with you. Why? Because it just makes sense. Okay, imagine a fire damage seller who wants to sell their property. You know, again, and really, these are like fire damage survivors. Okay, these are not people who just said they want to sell. These are people who woke up one day and next thing you know, their house was caught fire. They lost everything. If they didn't have insurance, you know, now they really lost everything. And if they did have insurance, many of the times they're not getting paid what they deserve. And so now think about all these people. Many of them, they might lose their phone number. They might not have that number. They might, you know, not have, they might not be that easy to reach. And so door knocking, especially after you're driving, if you guys see a pattern here, collect the data, drive the data, door knock it. And the reason being is because there's so much more opportunity that can open up. Do you want to just walk them through what happens?
You can find it in there. I'll see it. So basically, what happens is this. All right. Remember, I'm going back. I'm going to go back a little back. I don't see it anywhere. I'm going to go back about 16 years ago. Right. I'm taking you guys back. All right. 16 years back in 04, 05. I'm out here in the guru capital of the country, Arizona. It gets 122 degrees type of weather out here. It gets super hot out here. I knew the average investor is not that open to doing hard work. All right. And so this is before you had SMS. This is before you had, you know, RVMs and mailers at your fingertips. And even back then, they didn't want to do the work. So now it's easier. So they really don't want to do the work. So most people are super lazy. And because they're super lazy, they're not going to do this. And when it comes to fire damage properties, they don't know how to approach them. They don't know how to analyze them. They're oblivious to how you can make 3 checks on one deal. So they simply avoid these deals. So if you go ahead and go a little further, put yourself a little further in a better position where you're able to not only send mailers, call them like everybody else may do, but if you're willing to take that extra step and knock on a door, and not just on a Tuesday, Wednesday, but do it on a Sunday, if you're able to do that on a Sunday, now you're giving yourself a competitive advantage. Now you're making yourself what we like to call putting yourself in miracle territory. By you putting yourself in miracle territory, you're going to win at a better level. So what happens is this, okay? Many sellers are shell-shocked. And they're not always going to trust someone over the phone. They just lost everything. They're not, part of the house might be damaged. They may be coming back to take their stuff into a hotel. A lot of times they're not sure what to do, who to trust, how's this going to work. If it's partial fire, if it's a partial damage, Like if it's just a kitchen or one room, or chances are the sellers might be staying in a separate property. And what's going to happen is you're going to want to do a very key element. And what happens is if they're staying in a neighbor and they're not seeing it, what ends up happening, most wholesalers pass on these. Oh, that nobody's there, don't know what to do with it, got to move on. With the property's vacant, talk to the neighbors. Talk to the neighbors and see if they have any information so that they can help the seller and they get this deal removed so it's not an eyesore for the fire damage in the area. So the reason why we say this is because the person outside the homeowner who has the most incentive to help that property get sold is the neighbor, because their house is 32% more likely to not only get vandalized, but their value of the home goes down if that property stays smashed up like that. Okay, so what ends up happening by you taking the time and going door knock on a Sunday. I know it's God's day, all right, but God put this niche inside of you to go and pursue. So you got to go out there and make it do what it do. All right, so by you going to these on Sundays, not only is a good chance you might be able to catch a homeowner, but in addition to catching a homeowner, you might be able to talk to the neighbors. They're going to be home. They don't want the property to sit like this. They don't want their property values to go down. So this is the reason why it's way more likely to go ahead and find some information. They'll let you know, hey, they're staying at the grandmother's, or they're staying at the aunties, or they're staying at this hotel here. That is not going to show up on a skip tracing report. You're not going to find it on a Facebook lead. All right. So that's what happens when you take a little extra effort, can turn to large dollars and extra zeros on your bank account.
Exactly. So again, guys, this is exactly what's working. We have students who are literally making a priority to go just on Sundays to door knock, and they're getting contracts, they're getting deals. So do not sleep on this one opportunity that can help you make, again, up to 30K in less than 30 days. It is that important for you. And these sellers, guys, really need your help. They are out there. These properties are sitting vacant many times for up to 2 years or more without any investors in your area even wanting these to deal with them. So let's talk about some best practices. If you guys like those strategies, again, drop a fire in the comment. Let us know that you're enjoying this content, that you're finding it valuable, and that you are actually going to implement it. So let's go over some best practices so that you guys don't get caught up doing a lot of the same mistakes that other investors do when approaching this niche. It can be a scary niche, but applying some of these best practices and joining us on this Friday's
masterclass.
On the masterclass is going to be available this Friday.
Opens up on Friday.
Also a great way so that you don't make any of these mistakes. So the first thing is you don't want to contact sellers right when the fire happens. Okay, they are shell shocked. We don't want to call people when they're trying to figure out, even trying to just process what's going on.
Why is that important?
Well, number one, for you, it's important because they're not gonna. You might appear as just a money-hungry investor, and due to that, it'll be really hard to get the trust from the seller. And then right away, they are trying to figure out what to do. There's restoration companies. There is all these people that are reaching out to them that are trying to take advantage, essentially, of the situation. They have, obviously, it's their industry. They're looking to make money, but they're looking at that fire and they're just wanting to do what their job is. Okay. They're not looking for the seller's best interest.
Yeah. So you have to understand, and they're not your competition. Okay. However, they are going to possibly try to block you from trying to go after these opportunities because they thinking that you're a restoration company too. So let those people fight after it, especially starting out until you get some of these fire damage deals underneath your belt. Like I said, these people are shell shocked. They just lost everything. They do not want to talk about, how much you want for your property? That's not the time to have that conversation. Wait 5 to 7 days, at least 3 days minimum, 5 days preferably. 5 to 7 days is the sweet spot. Let all the other sharks take their bite at them, and then you shift and do the right approach that we're going to talk to you about. This is going to make sure that you don't have a bad fire damage experience right off the bat, okay?
Yes. And so again, moving on. So you guys got that. Don't contact them until 5 to 7 days of fire. Of course, there may be times where you are reaching out to them and that you are basically, you might end up going to see a property within 7 days. That is okay if you do it once in a while and you just go see what's going on, but just try not to make it into a habit. Okay, being the first one there after a fire is not something that you want to be proud of. We're not here to teach you how to chase fires. We're here to teach you how to help homeowners who have experienced a fire damage, who have, a fire damaged property. So
for sure.
Moving on.
Okay. Yes, moving on. So that's what you
so moving on. Another thing is, I talked about the building your list. Now, it can be a tedious task. Okay, when you get in there, it's not your usual list source list. It's not your usual prop stream list. If you guys are used to getting data in an easy way, this isn't it. Okay. However, it's kind of like you're doing the work up front to find the deals. Okay. You, instead of cold calling 1,000 leads, instead of SMSing 1,000 leads, you're going to just really focus on the data. And in order for you to do that, it's a very manual process. And yes, there's other people who sell lists. We don't really recommend it because there's just different variables.
They're just charging a lot, and we're going to be able to show you an easier way to get to it.
We're just showing you how to get it to the source.
Jewish friendly, all right?
So by you guys being able to build this list, again, we're going to give you the process in the masterclass. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Delegate it as soon as possible. This is not something, if you're an investor, that you should be doing. It's something that you can delegate to a virtual assistant who would be more than happy to do it for you at a low price to you. And as it could be a tedious task. Now, the problem with the danger zone with that is that anything that requires your effort that is not at your level, that is at a basic level, is going to affect your consistency. And just like anything else, marketing in this niche it's all about consistency. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Yep. Say consistency. Like I said, make sure you guys build on that list. It's going to pay dividends to you. It's going to help you over the long run. Okay. So I want to break down a simple, just broad stroke. We're going to deep dive into this during a masterclass. Trust me, we're not going to hold anything back, but to give you just some ballpark ideas, some ballpark understanding of this, you want to use the trusted advisor approach. The trusted advisor approach. And so for us, this works obviously in fire damage tremendously well, but you can use this also in your regular wholesale business, right? This approach, I've closed literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate doing this exact approach. So I highly recommend you guys do this. All right. So what you want to do, you want to do the 3 E's. The 3 E's is, and we break this down. I'm just going to walk you through this real quickly. You want to empathize with them. All right. People don't care what you know until they know how much you care. They lost everything. Show some sympathy, show some compassion, show some empathy, care about people, help people. Income follows impact. All right. So you make the impact, income is following you. Okay. So by you empathizing with them, hey, did you lose anything? Are you okay? Do you need a trauma support counselor to talk to? That's completely different than what you're doing right now when you're talking to wholesale, when you talk to a homeowner, right? Well, so why do you need to sell? Would you take any less? How much is the repairs? Would you take any less? That approach does not fly here. Okay. Second, you want to educate the homeowner. All right. 80% of the time, the homeowner's only getting 80% of the money and they don't know it. They're unaware of it. They're assuming they're getting all the insurance money that they thought was owed to them, and they're taking whatever they can. And so that's why you want to educate them and let them know there's other options they can have. Then the third E is empower them. You want to empower them. About 33% of homeowners think they have to rebuild. They don't know they can sell the property. They don't have to wait 9 months to rebuild the property and move back into it and stay in a hotel. Another thing, and you guys have this, she's a public adjuster herself. All right, what happens is the homeowners have to live in like living conditions, meaning if they're living in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and they're living right now, the insurance company put them in a hotel or put them in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. That is not the business. That is not their option. And you want to empower them with more options so that they can live more comfortably by you doing these 3 things: empathizing, educating, empowering them. That's how you become a trusted advisor. The trusted advisor gets invited to the barbecue. The trusted advisor gets invited to the carne asada. All right. So this is what you want to do. And if you guys are with that, if you're with applying the 3 E's, type 3 E's in the comment box for me. 3 E's. Throw the 3 E's in the comment box for your guy one time. For your guy Elijah I. 3 E's, using the 3 E technique. This is going to help you in your regular business, wholesale deals, specifically in the fire damage deals. Right, Jenny?
Absolutely. I also want to just let you guys know, again, a best practice in this niche is to learn about the insurance process. Now, I do always let people know you don't need to become an adjuster or to know all the ins and outs of the insurance for you to just be educated about the process. Okay. If you know the process, you can already be this like wise person, this trusted advisor to the seller who is not used to dealing with this process. Okay. It's not every day that someone deals with the fire damage on their home. So just by you knowing what that is, we have other videos, obviously, in our group. We also are going to really go over this in our masterclass, and we have that as part of our program, how to approach them, how to let them know about the additional money that's on the table, both, what they should expect from the insurance company, as well as what happens if the insurance company doesn't pay them what they deserved to repair the property, which happens many times. And one of what we're able to do in that case is do a supplemental claim. And one of our biggest supplemental claims with our sellers was up to $195,000. So we're not talking about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000.
Right. We're not talking closing costs, guys. All right. We're not talking. This is a whole new profit sector. Once we've seen this, this is a game changer. This makes this niche recession proof. Okay. Because if buyers stop buying, if sellers stop selling, if lenders stop lending, fires are still going to happen, and insurance companies are still going to underpay these people. Therefore, we get to be the David versus Goliath. We get to be, those shout out to superhumans, but you get to be the superhuman for these homeowners. You get to step into the gap and really help these homeowners get more insurance money for their properties. And like I said, while you working a supplemental claim, quick little just touch on that. What needs to happen is this, okay, is you're going to be able to help the homeowner keep 100% of whatever the insurance money they receive. They keep 100% of that. Then they keep 50% of any new money that your public adjuster is able to find them. They're going to keep 50% of new money. And then you and your adjuster split the other 50%. If your adjuster doesn't find an extra penny, they don't pay a dime for their time. So it's a no-cost proposition to make sure that they get all the money that's owed to them. Sometimes people will say, you know what? No, I don't want to sell. No, I don't want to sell. Great, ma'am. I think you shouldn't sell. I think you need to keep your house. Let's go ahead and get you the rest of the insurance money that's owed to you. How does that sound? It's way different conversations you guys are having, chasing the same absentee owner, same tax lien, the same pre-foreclosure. You're having a totally different conversation than you're going to have in this fire damage niche. So that's just a couple ways to separate yourself from every other wholesaler in your market. Give yourself a chance to start going after true motivated sellers who truly need your help. And even if you can't buy the house, you still have a chance of making a solid check. Man, oh man. So I want to give a quick some love real quick. I just want to give a little bit of love. All right. So Argan, Tierra, what up, Mike, Oscar, Josh, Kip, Anthony. Wanted to show you guys some love. Monte, what's up, sir? I just want to make sure you guys got some love. Joseph, the Tucson family over there, Joseph and Crystal, another power couple, out there in Tucson. Just want to make sure you get you guys your love. I appreciate you guys taking time, locking in here. So, I mean, if you're interested, you want to learn
last
more.
but not least was the taking massive action in an untapped niche. Okay. All you guys have to do is go through the group so you guys can start seeing some of the testimonials of what people are able to do. Again, it's not just us in the entire US who knows about these opportunities. Okay. There's a lot of people I would say there's a handful of people. How about that? There's a handful of people who know about this niche, who are profiting off of this niche, and that was us for 5-6 years, right? It was something we did. We would do our deals. We would post some of our checks, but we never shared exactly how to do it. Okay, and now that we're sharing it, we're giving you guys the tools so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And we know how hard it is to find these properties. We know how hard it is to cold call consistently. We know how hard it is to, keep your marketing going. If you're doing this part-time or if you're doing this full-time, it is hard to find profitable deals consistently, which is why it is so much smarter of you to start going into a niche, right? And if you go into like a high level niche that is too complicated, you might feel more frustrated. In this case, with fire damage properties, again, you're just finding a seller who really needs to sell. These aren't people, again, when you go after foreclosures, there's a moratorium. When you go after probate, there's a lot of in and outs with paperwork that you want to make sure you know about. There's a lot of problem solving. Now, fire damage, there's some problem solving, but for the most part, these are just properties that no one really knows how to approach, and then they don't know how to find the end buyer. And we have tons of training on that in this, both in the group as well as in our program, on how to find buyers. And you could even use this group as a resource. So there's no excuses, guys. Let's start taking massive action and start getting you guys deals fast so you can end the year with the deal under your belt and start really taking this niche and your entire wholesaling and real estate career seriously. Okay, so if you guys are interested in learning more about how to automate, so the step-by-steps, getting more sales advice and the sales script, we're going to be giving you guys the sales script, a basic guide, so you have all the basics. We have an A-module course, guys. We're not going to give you that in the masterclass. We're going to give you just a basic guide with all the cliff notes so you can just start taking massive action. My goal is that you leave that masterclass knowing how to find these deals, exactly what to say when you talk to them, and then what it's going to take for you guys to get the deal under contract and closed. Okay, so again, we're being very serious to deliver as much value as possible because we want to see more investors going after this niche.
Right. At the end of the day, like I said, this is a blue ocean. All right. There's very few people are even after a year. We've been preaching the fire damage gospel for over a year now. After keeping it to ourselves for over 4 years, I gotta give Jenny some love right here, because for the first three and a half years, I had a mindset of scarcity. Don't get me wrong. You guys see me out there with the affirmations. You guys see me out there positive. I like to empower people, but I can't lie. I had a little bit of scarcity mindset when it came to my fire damage niche, because I didn't want anybody knowing about my niche. I'm close to $200,000 worth of fire damage properties, no competition, making multiple checks. I didn't want other people fishing in my pond. But shout out to Jenny, all right, because she helped me see, like, Elijah, you have to have a mindset of abundance, all right? And the only way to keep our cup full is by pouring in other people's cup. And that's exactly what we have been able to do. We're pouring in other people's cup. This is why we're offering the classes. We're putting yourself in a position. That's exactly what we're doing this masterclass for. You guys, a simplified, easy way to break into this niche, start getting these opportunities, start finding these deals, make offers. Don't worry about mastering it. Master the first step. Let's get some leads. Let's talk to them and let you see what happens when you put yourself in a better position. They'll put yourself in a better position to win by separating yourself from everybody else, not going after the same tired list that everybody else is going to, using the same tired approach. It's only get you so far. Don't get me wrong. We go after those deals too. We get them as well. However, we also fish in our own pond, and that's what we want to invite you guys all able to do. Want to be part of the pond? Make sure you guys put in, like I said, make sure you guys put in the comments if you guys are ready to lock in here. I want in.
We will tag you on Friday when the cart opens. You guys are going to be just mind blown at the value we're going to deliver in this masterclass. Okay. The price is just, I don't think we've ever had anything this low. It's not even low. It's really the idea, guys. What we're trying to do is just over deliver. We want you guys to see the results yourself. We want to see you guys going after these deals. We really want to bring up the momentum in this group. We really want to see the testimonials and people getting results from this, because your families are counting it. Your freedom is counting on it. Your debt that you need to pay off is counting on it. Your confidence is counting on it. Your mental health is counting on it.
Mhm.
So this is way bigger than fire damaged properties for us. This is about, us being able to work
Right.
together as a team,
Yeah.
and sharing it from our families to your families.
And at the end of the day, it's the attitude of servitude, guys. This is one way you get to serve your way into success. There's a lot of people out here who, are trying to, teach people how to, price drop every deal, renegotiate every deal. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's indifference. I just like to do business a certain way. For me to be 16 years in this business, it's over 750 plus deals combined and completed, and never been sued once. All right. I want it to feel good at night. I want to have a good feel transaction. I want to help people. Even if I can't make a profit on that deal, I want to leave people in a better position than I met them. And luckily, God brought literally this fire damage niche into our life. And this is our way of sharing it with you guys. So you guys have an opportunity to start serving other people at a higher level. Remember, create the impact, the income follows the impact. This niche allows you to have tremendous impact. There's very few people servicing these communities. Very few people are helping these people, taking themselves, getting all the insurance money that is owed to them, get them in a position that they are able to not only make more insurance money, be able to find out what to do with their lives, be able to have somebody they could trust, help them get from point A to point Z, minus a lot of the BS. And they are dependent on you taking action, on you empowering yourself, educating yourself, and executing like other people aren't going to do in your market. This is going to be what separates you for 2021. All right. So if you guys are happy for Jenny, go ahead and put in the comment box, put Jenny and put a heart emoji. Jenny, heart emoji, because if Jenny didn't do that, I'm telling you, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to keep this for a couple more years for myself. All right. So Jenny, a little heart emoji so she gets the love. She feels the love. All right, y'all. Make sure she gets the love of this, because I think it's important that you guys get these opportunities. We want to make sure you guys just know what to do, where to go to. Well, and this master class is going to be a simple introductory way to get started, to get focused right off the bat. Appreciate you, Kip. Appreciate
also,
you, Anthony.
check back on this post, guys. I'm gonna make sure I drop the link. So you guys I might have to do it after we end the live. So check back in the post. I'm gonna drop the link to the document so you guys have access to it. You guys can look at it over again. And I just hope to see you guys all at the masterclass. Hi, Heather. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes.
We will see you on Friday. Okay, check back in. We want to see you guys back here.
Alex, Mike, Oscar, Tierra.
Oh, wow. I
love
love
Renee. We'll definitely connect. I'll make sure we connect. Like I said, I'll shoot you a text so we can have a chance to connect. Listen, y'all, my fire damage family, my future fire damage family, I appreciate each one of you. I thank you guys for taking your time. Everybody watching this on the replay, we appreciate you as well. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking with you guys more before we get to Christmas time. So in the meantime, as me and Jenny like to say, each one teach one, each one reach one. Go out your way today and be a blessing to someone, y'all. Salute.
Bye.
Bye.